Hi, everybody. Red and Wilbur here. We hope everybody is having a great day. And today I want to tackle some questions, some misconceptions that Jehovah's Witnesses might have about. I hate using the term Christendom because it's such an insulting, derogatory term meant to demean us, anybody who's not in the JW organization. Well, I have I want to clear up some misconceptions about birthdays and about the church's views on same sex marriage. Get down, buddy. Okay, first of all, Jehovah's Witnesses will tell you that, they don't celebrate birthdays because, Herod's birthday and somebody else's birthday in the Bible, the only two birthdays that were acknowledged where there were celebrations, somebody died. Okay. Well, I have been in my 40 plus years, I've been to a lot of birthday parties. I've had a lot of birthday parties thrown for me, and I have never, ever once saw anyone be killed during a birthday celebration. Saying you don't celebrate birthdays for that reason is like saying, okay, I saw a story on American Justice last week about some Cuban guy down in Florida. It was all over the news several years back when it happened. Cuban guy was mad because his ex-girlfriend was marrying somebody else, and he broke into the church right before the wedding, and he shot her to death. So it was a wedding. Somebody died. Does that mean that we shouldn't get married anymore? Would be the same thing with birthdays. It's just ridiculous. And I heard on YouTube, no, I haven't read a lot of Jehovah's Witness books. The only one that I read was What Does the Bible Really Teach? And that I've been listening to these people on YouTube, and I heard an elder say to a congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses that, during birthday parties, people have sacrificed animals, and, there was even, incidents of human sacrifice. I have never in all my life been to a birthday celebration where somebody sacrificed an animal. And I made a really big fool of myself. I asked 30 people. Just asked them at random. Have you ever been to a birthday party where they sacrificed animals and they thought I was a complete idiot for even asking that because it was so ridiculous? They're like, of course not. So all the people that I have talked to and, my family members, none of us have ever seen any of that. That's just propaganda made up by the Watchtower Society to, these witnesses who have been in the truth, or I'm not in the truth. Listen to me. These witnesses who have been in the organization all their lives, they believe this stuff. They just swallow it hook, line, and sinker, whatever the governing body says. Well, yeah, it's got to be true. So, because Stephen Lett said it, it's got to be true. Okay, well, that's just not true. And my birthday, I celebrate my birthday every year because having been, I was a preemie, and my poor little insides didn't form correctly, so I have a bowel disorder. There is no cure, and I was always told that if you live to see the age of 30, you'll be lucky. If you live to see the age of 40, it'll be a miracle. And on my 40th birthday, it was so fun because I got a picture of myself all pumped up, and my muscles and my legs were showing, and I just looked spectacular. And I sent it to a lot of those doctors, and I said, "Hey, I'm still here." So my birthday, August 24th, is always such a wonderful day of celebration. I was also told that life expectancy from the onset of symptoms with my disorder is like 12 to 15 years. And I got my first bowel obstruction, which I call that the onset of my symptoms, was the week before Easter Sunday in 1980. As well exceeded 12 to 15 years. So my birthday, I am celebrating my life, that I am still here, that God has blessed me, and God has chosen to keep me here for a purpose, and it is so worth celebrating. And it's like celebrating the birthday of my kids, like my daughter. Even though she's grown, she's 31 years old. October 15th at 11:04 p.m. I call her and I, run down. She's heard the story, so many times, but the day of her birth, what's not to celebrate? That is the most beautiful, exciting, wonderful night of my life. The day I had my firstborn child came into the world. My most beautiful and perfect thing. I adore my children, and celebrating the day that they came into the world is just, it's such a beautiful experience because, well, that day is just worth celebrating. But anyway, I want to go on to the church's permissiveness towards homosexuality and same-sex marriage. Okay, I've got some statistics here. Okay, I've asked a lot of preachers, and I've heard them bring it up on their own that if a gay couple comes to them and wants to get married, they will not marry them. Churches are not permissive towards same-sex marriage. If you listen to Stephen Lett or Anthony Morris, they're the ones I heard say it. Stephen Lett is just such a sanctimonious windbag. And according to them, churches are so permissive towards everything sinful. And I've asked a lot of, preachers, and they said that they would lose their pulpit. They would go to jail for, because they're, now you can't refuse to marry a gay couple. And I've heard a lot of preachers say, yes, by golly, they will refuse it. And if they have to go to jail for it, they're willing to do it. Now, I've got some statistics here. In 2006, the Baptist Church's Regional Board includes churches in Arizona, Nevada, Hawaii, and California, split from the denomination because the national leadership declined to penalize congregations that welcomed openly gay members. Southern Baptists are not in favor of gay marriage. Buddhists, and they don't even consider themselves Christian, they're just Buddhists. One of the 10 non-virtuous deeds that lead to suffering is sexual misconduct. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops in 2009 issued a pastoral letter and defined the institution of marriage as a bond between one man and one woman. The Episcopal Church is in favor of same-sex marriage, as is the Jewish faith, but Orthodox Judaism is not in favor of it. Now, most people don't know there's not just Jewish. There's Orthodox, there's conservative, Messianic, Hasidic. Those are the ones with the little things hanging down from their hair. So there are different branches of Judaism, but Orthodox Judaism is not in favor of same-sex marriage. The National Assembly of Evangelicals does not support gay marriage or civil unions. In 2009, the United Methodist Church reaffirmed that marriage is between one man and one woman. So, I I really take offense that these leaders in the Watchtower Society will just spout off all this stuff about churches without without even knowing anything about it. And the average Jehovah's Witness, they're told that they'll be disfellowshipped if they go into church, so they don't know. They have no idea what they're being told. It's nothing but a big fat lie. So think about that. There you have it. Most churches are not in favor of same-sex marriage. Also, the Jehovah's Witnesses will tell you that they are the only ones that dunk during baptism. Heard a lot of them say, we're the only ones. No, all churches baptize by dunking, except the Presbyterians, the Episcopalians, and the Catholics, they sprinkle. But if you listen to them morons in Brooklyn, they will say, all the churches do that. Well, no, you're bearing false witness. You're not supposed to bear false witness. That's a big no-no, guys. If Rutherford didn't tell you, I'm telling you. Bearing false witness is a no-no. They will also lead you to believe that churches pass around the offering plate because it's just a money-making scheme. And they will pass around more than once. All churches do that more than once. No, they don't. They will take up an offering for the, basically, keep the lights on in the church and the furtherance of the gospel, to buy religious tracts or to, keep the lights on, keep the heat on during the winter time. I have only one time. I'm a few years shy of 50 years. I have been going to church, okay? I have only seen them pass the offering plate around twice. One time in all my born days, and that was because a family in the church, their house had burnt down and they lost everything they owned. Their pets died in the fire. They lost everything except the pajamas that they were wearing. And there was a love offering taken. They passed around to take up a collection for this family, which is a good thing. I seriously doubt that the Kingdom Halls are going to do that if, brother or sister lose everything they have in a fire. But anyway, I wanted to clear up these, I'm not even going to call them misconceptions. I'm going to call them lies. Everything I've said, again, everything I'm saying can be backed up. Just get on the internet and Google about these churches. You'll find out for yourself. Talk to some non-witness relatives about birthday parties, and you'll get all the answers. You'll see that the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses is just making big fools of you, and anyway, that is all I'm going to have for today. If you have any questions or comments, comment below. And you all have a very blessed day. Love ya. Bye.